So the essential beauty of this duality is that ultimately God doesn't take sides. I know it's very hard to hear this, but he doesn't. Obviously, if he did, he would have smited, smitten. Well, anyways, people like Klaus Schwab, Bill Gates, they would already be, gone, wiped out. Like, why did God allow the Holocaust? Why did God allow this, that? Because God is... God doesn't interfere. God doesn't take sides. That's what happens. So it's all about... if you think you are good and fighting for the light and against evil, then actually you have that within you. Likewise, if you're an evil person and you think that you're doing good, like, oh, I'm a benefactor, I'm a philanthropist, I'm Bill Gates, I'm such a great person. Most of the time, the devil doesn't really realize that he's the devil. So you can be an evil person and think you're doing absolute good. For instance, the Grand Inquisition back in Spain, all in the name of doing good for God and hunting down the heretics. And these Grand Inquisitors, they thought they were doing good, but they're actually evil fuckers, But they thought they were doing good. But on the flip side of that, if you think you're, truly good and we need to fight the darkness and fight against evil, I'm a truther and speak truth to power and all that stuff and fight the good fight. That doesn't work either. Because, as I said, God doesn't really take sides. If you think of life as a game of chess, there are certain days where you play white and other days where you play black. But most people go about their lives thinking that, oh, well, I'll play white and I'll be good. It's this obsessive need to be a good person that's actually evil, which makes sense, because most people are totally unconscious and operating from purely Luciferian belief systems. But if you're truly in oneness or Christ consciousness, you take the darkness as you, essentially. So certain days white might win, other days black might win, and it really doesn't matter in the end because life is just a game anyways. So ultimately it depends on where you're at, what you've been through in life, and the more you think you're speaking truth to power and being a good person or a campaigner or a protester or doing social justice or anything that is for the greater good, then actually you're fighting fire with fire, and it doesn't really work because it backfires. So yeah, that's how it works. Evil people think they are good, and good people, who think they are totally 100% good and fighting evil, well, there's the evil inside themselves that they haven't actually looked at and acknowledged. So it's the game of black and white. God is a spectrum of dark and light. There's the darkness, and then there's the light, and it's all God. So once you see everything as God, there's nothing left to be afraid of or fight because it's all God, really. And once you've been through enough in life, you realize, yeah, this is the truth. Because when you're operating from truth, you realize, yeah, okay, the highest reality is oneness, but within the oneness, and this time-space reality duality construct illusion, there is the polarity of light and dark, yin and yang. And one cannot exist without the other. So it's a dance of energy. And if you're trying to be, you know, a light worker, warrior, and be totally good and totally of the light, then you're going to have problems. You're going to have massive fucking problems, which is why I've had problems in the past. I'd over-identified with being totally of the light, and oh, surprise, surprise, I get persecuted, you know? I get gang-stalked, I get chased around by Freemasons, and stuff like that. And that only creates victim consciousness. So once you step out of that role, right, I'm done being the fucking cosmic scapegoat now. I realize I can integrate the darkness within myself that I've been avoiding, because that is also part of God. That too is God. But people don't want to do the shadow work because they just want to, you know, bypass with love and light, which is okay, you know, but you know, soon enough they'll realize, okay, this is just a fucking band-aid, and I need to look at my own shadows and the evil that is inside me. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, you know. Once you acknowledge it and become conscious of it, like Carl Jung said, enlightenment is not about dreaming and visualizing about light, figures of light and da-da-da. That's just false light shit. Enlightenment is about making the darkness conscious. And that is the true integration. And God's true mission is, of course, integration. You could say it's transcendence. We're trying to transcend this realm. It's like, I'm not here, this doesn't exist, this is all an illusion. Yeah, okay. That works as a philosophy, partly. But ultimately, once you've had enough, you get frustrated and you're like, fuck, I really need to integrate my darkness. And this is what it's about. Because God is not just light, he is darkness as well. Yeah, the emptiness, the void, the darkness, the primordial soup, you know. And once you integrate that and stop trying to repress it or shun it, then you'll become, you know, completely whole and happy and healthy, and realize that, yes, I am. What is I am? I am is God. The word of God, what? Light and dark. But in the beginning there was darkness, and then God said, let there be light. But initially, the beginning was the darkness. So the darkness was there before the light. Let's not forget. So there we are. It's all a dance of energy. We're existing in a vast kaleidoscope of colors. There are colors within colors, and that is the reality. That is the true self, really. There is black and white, there is grey, and then there's the whole rainbow. I'm not talking about LGBT, whatever the fuck it is, but you get the picture. So yeah, that is the message that had to be shared today. And, you know, yeah, as always, be free, have fun, and have faith.